What's up, guys? It's a clean-shaven Danny from the Lassercast, and I just got home from the movie theater. Finally, after what feels like waiting forever, I saw Antlers. This movie got delayed for a literal year because of the pandemic, but it came out this weekend, and I finally saw it. And short story, spoiler-free, the movie is good. It's got kick-ass creature design, and I recommend that you see it. I'm going to go into some mild spoilers now. Not so much if you've seen the trailer, but mild spoilers nonetheless, so you've been warned at this point. So here we go. Antlers is directed by Scott Cooper, and the first thing you need to know is Scott Cooper takes his time. Now, there's a difference for me between a movie that's slow and boring and an actual slow burn, character-driven movie. That's what Scott Cooper does. Out of the Furnace, Hostels, Crazy Heart. These are not, fast-paced action movies. They're character movies. They're slow burns. And this is a slow burn horror movie. If you want edge-of-your-seat, loud jump scares, I don't know if this is going to be the movie for you. There are a couple good scares throughout the movie, but it is not a, pulse-pounding, edge-of-your-seat horror movie, the way that you might expect. What this is, though, and again, if you've seen the trailers, you know this is a Wendigo movie. Finally, we have a really good Wendigo movie. When Pet Sematary got remade, and I want to say it was 2019, it might have been 2018, but I had a feeling that they were going to focus more on the Wendigo story, and that, in the original, Judd had brought it up. I know Stephen King, I read the book, Stephen King goes into it a little bit more than it's covered in the movies. And unfortunately, it was kind of a paint-by-numbers remake. They just kind of gender swapped the kid who gets hit by the truck and comes back. So I was a little disappointed there. Here we get it. We get a Wendigo movie. And with that comes the creature design. And it is the number one reason to see this movie. It is so damn cool. I kept thinking as the movie was going on, they're showing it in shadow, they're showing hints of it, and I think I want to see it. I think I want a full body view of this monster. And you get it, and you're like, holy shit, that's pretty fucking cool. I'll tell you what it reminded me of. If you have seen the awesome David Bruckner Netflix horror movie called The Ritual, it sort of reminded me of the amazing creature in that movie. Different, but it reminded me of that. And I love that movie, The Ritual. This monster is up there, okay? Go see this movie for the monster. Secondly, you should go see this movie for the acting. Kerry Russell is great. Jesse Plemons is very good. Graham Greene is in this movie. He's an Oscar-nominated actor, folks. He was in Dances with Wolves. He's a Native American, and this movie is about a Native American legend. He kind of gives you some exposition in a really good scene. And I'll tell you, I wanted a little bit more. This movie could have done with a little more Graham Greene in it. And the other star of this movie is a young kid named Jeffrey T. Thomas. He plays Lucas, who is probably, aside from Kerry Russell, the main character of the movie. And this kid, for about an 11 or 12-year-old, acts his ass off. One of the best child performances that I've seen in a very long time. The desperation, the way he emotes and sells both physical and emotional abuse, the way that he handles having to live in a house with these characters that are monstrous in a way and, you know, changing. Yeah, I was blown away by this kid. I thought he did an absolutely phenomenal job. I do have a few nitpicks. I did say the movie is slow burn, and that doesn't bother me. What did bother me a little bit was that there is some repetition. And what I mean by that is there's a scene where, I'll just give you an example. Kerry Russell thinks that her student, Lucas, is being abused, so she goes to the kid's house. She hears a noise. She leaves. She tells the principal. The principal goes to Lucas's house. And then in the next scene, the police are going to Lucas's house. And I'm like, okay, we get it. They think something is going on in Lucas's house. There's a scene later in the movie where multiple cops investigate the same noise in the same shed, and it's like that scene right one after another, and it's repetitive, and they probably could have cut parts of it. There's one cop. I love Rory Cochrane. I'm a huge Rory Cochrane fan. He was in Oculus. Thought he was great in Oculus. He's in this movie as Jesse Plemons' partner. He's barely in the movie. He has maybe 5 to 6 total lines of dialogue. You could have written that character completely out of the movie, and then you could have given us more Graham Greene, and I would have probably liked the movie a little bit more. Overall, though, I give this movie a lot of credit. I think it is... I think it's scary in parts, but it's super creepy. It's atmospheric. There's gorgeous Pacific Southwest cinematography of like the mountains with the low-hanging fog. You get these scenes very Scott Cooper. If you've seen, like, for instance, his movie Out of the Furnace, this movie felt very similar. You get that kind of like industrial old America, the old industrial America that's kind of being left behind. The mines that, you know, in this movie, the mines have been left behind and now they're being used by meth addicts to cook drugs. You know, you get that like real old-fashioned Americana vibe from this movie, which I really enjoyed. It's based on a story by Nick Antosca. Nick Antosca is a tremendous... he's getting really big in the field of horror. He did Channel Zero, which I was a huge fan of. He wrote the story The Quiet Boy, which this is based on. He's an executive producer on Chucky, which is one of my favorite shows on TV right now. So everyone involved in this movie, from Nick Antosca to Scott Cooper to all the actors, from Kerry Russell to Jeffrey T. Thomas to Graham Greene, Jesse Plemons, they do a hell of a job. I didn't love the movie, but I really, really liked it. I'm going to give it a low 4 out of 5 stars. I really recommend going to see this, supporting horror movies. Obviously, if you're comfortable to go to the theater, I recommend you check it out there. I know that Pete and Sherry are planning on seeing this. They covered the story, The Quiet Boy, on the Anchor Pete channel. You can go to the Anchor Pete channel and give that a listen to. And I'm pretty sure they're going to go see this next week and have a review up on our sister channel, the Anchor Pete channel. So this has been Danny from the Lassercast. Go see Antlers, 4 out of 5 stars. I think